All right, everybody, welcome to the Git Bit Podcast, the podcast for nerds, for blurs, for anybody who's not a Zack Snyder fan. You are, well, y'all are welcome here, just with limited capacity, but you're still welcome here nonetheless. I'm your host, the most Will Buchanan, of course, the man to my, yes, to y'all guys' right, to my left, and let's see what he comes up with this week. Joe, what's the name you're going with?
Joe, Puck, it's Antonello.
How you doing, Joe?
I mean, this week wasn't as bad as the previous week, so I'm surviving. Looking forward to tomorrow for the Columbia Comic-Con.
Oh, would you like to tell folks about it before we get into it?
It's in Columbia. It'll be from 9 to 5. I will be there as Baron Stemo. You can see me. You can see the Nashville Legion of Villains. Just come in, have a good time. Please be safe. Please wear masks. That's all I ask.
Please wear a mask. We can't stress that enough. All right, cool.
I myself am going in 2 masks. I will be wearing a mask and my Baron Zemo mask.
I don't blame you. I mean, considering the fact you are a healthcare professional, sir, I don't blame you one bit. But yes, that is going to be tomorrow in Columbia. So if you are in the area or you can make it out, come on out. Be nice, say hi. People don't bite. At least that some people don't bite. But anyway, going into it, like I said, we got a little bit to go over this week, so I'm gonna go ahead and go into it. For all those who are the Marvel fans, you may have noticed that a trailer did drop for Hawkeye. And, of course, he is not with us right now, but he's always with us near and dear in our hearts, and he actually did do a trailer reaction over it. So I'm going to let Shadow give us his, I guess he called it his reaction to the Hawkeye trailer.
Isn't this him giggling for like 15 minutes?
Try to narrow it down to 5.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Shadow Creators Entertainment. It's Monday morning, which is why I'm dead tired, because it's the morning, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get up and, do my normal routine and get back in the bed, and then I was like, oh, Marvel decided, they're really not phone in my hand, Marvel decided to drop the Hawkeye trailer for Disney Plus to the glorious Marvel Monday. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just knock this out. I haven't pre-watched or anything like that. This is my first reaction. Let's just hop right in because the video needs to be quick. So I need to get it done and take out some other stuff I need to do before I try to get back in the bed before work. Yay! Alright, Hawkeye trailer. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. Oh, the family. Rogers the Musical? Oh my god. I need to see that. Oh. Oh. Oh, he'll be home for Christmas. It's a Christmas thing. Oh. Oh, okay, so she took the Roman identity.
You're a Hawkeye.
Hey.
No, that's greatest archer.
Are you one of those people?
Oh, this is great.
Be back in a day or two. Hang on a second.
Yes! That's what the Hawkeye thing to do. What the? Oh, this is gonna. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Oh my god.
Definitely not this one.
You'll have to see definitely like that.
Oh, no, nice. Yeah. me a second. Give me a second. Oh, okay. I was not expecting this series to be as comedic as it is. Oh god, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be so good. I'm not even gonna bother doing a breakdown right now. I do want to do one because I clearly laughed through the entire reaction, barely ever reacted to it. My reaction was hilarious. This is hilarious. I still say I wish that they kind of had played up Kate Bishop as Hawkeye's daughter because they played with that in Endgame. But it's fine. I'm glad we're actually getting the character of Kate Bishop. We're setting up for the Young Avengers or Champions or whatever they're going to call them. And yeah, this is definitely going to be heavily based off the Matt Fraction run of Hawkeye. And yeah, no, this is going to be freaking hilarious. And shout out to Jeremy Renner. And shout out to... I feel like this series is going to be absolutely hilarious. So yeah, that's it for this trailer reaction. I'll gather my thoughts and try to do a proper breakdown sometime soon if I can get work schedule redone. Alright, that's it. I'm Shadow. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure you leave a comment. Like.
I had to let it run. I had to let it run just because, number one, I love Shadow, and that laugh is infectious the entire trailer. And even at the end where he couldn't get his thoughts together, it was effing adorable. And yes, he's probably going to put out another video and probably destroy that and probably get rid of that video. But it's too late. I've got a copy. He can't get rid of it. Insert evil laugh if I can do that without coughing. Which I gotta say, guys, apologize. I am kind of having a little bit of a cold. So if I go mute, it's not because I'm cussing people out or I'm not cussing out a Zack Snyder fan. It's just that I don't want to cough in people's faces. Just throwing it out there, or Joe will throw an immediate dad joke. I'm going to cough, one of the two. But anyway, with that being said, we do need to get into. And of course, Joe had the best way of describing the Hawkeye trailer, so I'm gonna let him take it from there.
This is Die Hard 3.
Pretty much. It really is.
This is literally just Die Hard 3. We don't even know who the villain is, and the whole premise is, I will be home for Christmas. So this is, to me, is like taking place during the week of Christmas. This is just Die Hard, but with arrows.
But it's awesome,
possibly
though.
Machine guns.
But it's awesome if you think about it. I mean, yes, because Die Hard is a Christmas movie. For all those that want to argue, number one,
the first two are a Christmas movie.
Say what?
The first two are a Christmas movie.
Of course, the third one isn't, but the first two are. You're right. They both occurred on Christmas Eve.
The first one is such a Christmas movie. It has its own Christmas book for children.
You're not wrong, but still. But no, but Hawkeye, from what it looks like you said, the trailer was exciting. We finally get to see Jeremy Renner's character kind of step out on his own, which is still well deserved. And yes, we do see the introduction of Kate Bishop. We still don't know who the enemy or the big bad is going to be or how they're going to introduce it. So we're probably going to be expecting another trailer to come out soon enough, considering that the What If series is starting to go on the wind down side, which I wanted to immediately go into because me and Joe have differences on this episode.
I just want to say, great job to Haley Steinfeld. She killed it as Gwen Stacy. She killed it in Bumblebee, and now she's probably going to kill it as Kate Bishop.
Probably so. But
we better have Skittles Arrow. So I'm saying we better have Skittles Arrow.
But about What If, because me and Joe were talking about this before we went live, and of course, if you have not seen the Marvel What If episode, if Tony was rescued by Killmonger, yes, we are going to give spoilers about this. It has been over 3 days since that came out. So if you haven't seen it by now, or has it been 2 days? Wednesday.
It's only been 2.
It's been 2 days. Sorry. It's been 2 days. I apologize. Apparently, counting goes out when you got a cold. So it's been 2 days since the release of it. If you have not seen it, yes, we're going to talk about it. If you have not seen it, now would be the good time to mute us and come back to it. Come back to us after you've seen it, so you've gotten your warning. So I'm gonna let Joe go first because I have a great way of how this title, how the title should have went, but Joe's got a different view of it.
I didn't like it in the grand scheme of things until it got to like Wakanda, because then we got to see Warrior Queen Angela Bassett just completely decimate
Yes.
a lot of like would-be Gundams.
Yes.
Which even Tony Stark names the fact that they are the world's most expensive Gundam model.
Yes.
Which was cute.
Mm-hmm.
But like the rest of the movie or the rest of the episode, I really didn't like. A lot of it didn't make sense chronologically, because if this is all taking place during Iron Man 1, Killmonger and Tony should be about 15, 16. Like, T'Challa shouldn't even be Black Panther.
But in the hodgepodge, the multiverse, anything's possible.
We also see when Killmonger kills Tony Stark, that doesn't even make sense, because we see very clearly the vibranium spear goes through his shoulder, and we don't see Killmonger do anything else to Tony, but Tony dies. I want to know when you can die from a shoulder wound.
Well, I don't think they wanted to go too far into it.
You can go for the chest. We've seen much worse already from the Doctor Strange episode.
Well, true, but, you know, some parents might have some issues with that. But go ahead.
We also seen zombies the previous episode before.
Oh, yeah, I've been telling you, the Disney did catch a lot of flack for that. The parents television council actually went after Disney because of that episode. But go ahead.
But I mean, it's fine. This was just not one of my favorite episodes. Like, this is like right there with the zombie episode for me, and hopefully they'll get more back to what it was in the first opening ones. Like, I like the Black Panther part. It's the Iron Man part that fell apart for me, because it was really, it's like, how can we make this work? It's almost like the old What If comics of, he's just there.
But here's my thing though, and here's my thing about that. This is where I say I loved it. I loved it because for all those that never played Mass Effect, I know me and Joe have, because we've said we both played it. We both played the Legendary Edition. There's two choices that you can do starting in Mass Effect 2, and it went over to 3. One is called Paragon, and one is called Renegade. Now, for all those that don't know, Paragon is the righteous, above board, unselfish way of taking things to keep a heroic standpoint. Paragon is by any means necessary collateral damage accepted. You take all of it as long as the job gets done. So now that I've given you those definitions, the best way I can say about this episode of What If Tony was rescued by Killmonger, this was basically the whole Renegade episode of Killmonger. Now, I do get what Joe was saying, that yes, the timeline doesn't make any sense, because if you're going by Iron Man 1, Killmonger shouldn't be with the Black Ops JSOC team by then. T'Challa wasn't going to be Black Panther, but at the same time, his father was still alive, and yet, not trying to body shame anybody, but he really wasn't like he was in shape to be Black Panther. But again, is the multiverse. I understand you can adjust different things, and just like I was telling Joe before this podcast started, the Watcher asks no questions. He just literally writes stuff down and asks no questions. But I like the fact of how they try to make it like Killmonger's whole plan was to literally get to Wakanda. So in a way, it was like a retelling of Black Panther in a sense, that what if Killmonger was successful, taking Tony Stark and getting him on your side, exposing Obadiah Stone way early. And of course, the anime reference, like Joe said, that there's going to be a company that's going to have a major lawsuit, because obviously the Gundam reference was there. And I'm surprised Sunrise let it go. I am really surprised Sunrise let that go, even though there wasn't any likeness to Gundams. But come on now, we saw some.
Oh, there was you haven't seen enough Seed yet, have you?
So what?
You haven't seen enough Gundam Seed, have you?
I tried to avoid Gundam Seed. It was a terrible story.
There's why it looks. That's why they all look like they came from Gundam Seed. I can say with both good and bad, I have seen the entirety of the Gundam franchise.
I skipped Seed. Seed was like, no. There was, I mean, I could stomach Unicorn, but Seed
Seed
no.
was fine. Seed Destiny was so bad that the main character had to become the secondary character to the previous series' main character.
Wasn't it written by the same person?
Yeah, that's how bad that went.
But again, going back to Marvel What If though, I mean, don't get me wrong. The whole fact that Killmonger lived into his name, took out Rhodey, took out T'Challa, took out Tony, and you see Shuri and you see Pepper Potts at the end of it kind of get together to say, okay, how do we?
The other thing that bothered me is the episode just ended there. Like there was no real conclusion to that episode.
I don't think
it just kind of ended.
I don't think they could. I mean, they ran so much screen time about showing his entire story progression. By the time they actually got to what you think is going to be the counterattack, it's just left at that. So
yeah, but at the same thing, we also know he's gonna make a play for the throne.
Of course,
so we know the dad's days are numbered.
Oh yeah, but I will say this though, to see the Queen as of course, for all those who don't know, yes, she was the leader of the Dora Milaje. So everybody's like, the Queen fought? Yes. What do you think the Queen's position in Wakanda was? Which again, for all those that don't know, we're not knocking you because you don't read the comics. We're informing you because a lot of people were like, wait, Angela Bassett's character was, yes, she was and still is the head of the Dora Milaje. So it's like, it would make sense that the Warrior Queen has all the respect had the entire respect of the Wakandan army because she's literally the tip of the spear, literally and figuratively.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's an interesting episode. It's not my favorite. My favorite is still going to be what if Agent Carter became Captain Carter. That's still my overall favorite episode. But this wasn't bad. I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't bad.
So, side note, this was also some news since we did bring up Captain Carter. Haley Atwell was actually going to be voicing Laura Croft soon.
Oh, so they are still moving forward with that?
The animated series, yes.
Ah, okay. I was wondering about that.
That's going to be a Netflix series, I believe, and Haley Atwell did confirm she will be voicing the good lady Laura Croft.
Yep. Although I didn't watch the movie because, unfortunately, the movie itself was reminding me of the game, and I'm like, if I played the game, what am I learning from the movie? That's just bad marketing. But anyway, moving right along, guys. Supergirl was trash. No need to actually talk about that because I tried. I try every week to watch Supergirl. And
it's still not as bad as Black Lightning or Batwoman, so
it's up there. It is so up there, and I try. I keep hoping. It's like the first episode was actually good, and then every episode progressively after that was just like good and terrible. There's no way I can put that. But anyway, I did want to get to Stargirl because again, I love the direction that this is going into, especially for Summer School Chapter 6. Because I've never seen an evil faction get put together so fast and also dismantled so fast. But
let's kill some kids. Can we kill some kids?
Oh,
how about we kill some children?
Oh, that body count was going to increase. But Joe, do you want to give the synopsis for this one?
They screw up real bad. They release Eclipso, and then they start killing children, and other children start getting. Let's just talk. We need to talk about CTE here in this episode and what concussions are for.
Go ahead.
Oh, I have no idea what CTE is. I keep hearing that all over the place in WWE.
Oh, concussion syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but you got a point though. I mean, I'm talking about, especially Our Man. Our Man definitely has CTE. He done went through so many.
Our Man and Artemis. At that point, they're just the Kool-Aid Man.
Right. That was just everything in that bathroom got destroyed. The only thing I will say that I did not like about this, it was the whole point of taking out Stripesy. It's like, why did you take him out so early in the episode when all you wanted was the robot? And then it's like, okay, Eclipso is freed because the cosmic staff got in touch with the crystal and apparently must have caused some explosion for Eclipso to escape from the crystal and possess old girl's body. Okay, I can live with that. Maybe that was the plan all along. But to take out the Fiddler and Artemis, it's interesting in the fact that Icicle's son doesn't appear, and we don't see another representation of Dr. Midnight anywhere. That's what I thought was weird.
So Icicle Jr. can probably still be a villain because we do learn that the grandparent, forget which one it is, but one of the grandparents has the cryomancy.
The grandfather.
Thank you. Artemis does get away because the moment she saw Fiddler 3, Fiddler 3, get soul sucked into oblivion, that girl was gone.
I don't know why I kept expecting the whole time. I want to see a clip of it. I think it's only because I think your soul is mine is trademarked, but I kept expecting that, like, just to turn over, your soul is mine.
And Shiv's gone. Shiv is gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if they gave her the traditional farewell bouquet that episode or what, but Shiv is gone and not coming back at least for a while.
True.
Because we even saw that Calypso just ripped that arm blade right out of him.
Ooh, and then threw it in the Fiddler, and then threw it in the Fiddler 3. That's what I was tripping off of. If that's not a brutality, I don't know what is.
Bless Beth's poor heart. She is just like, I found Mike. That whole fight was like, found Mike.
Right. Just.
That's the problem with Beth is they need to give her like more, like she needs the blackout bombs, like what the actual Dr. Midnight has.
Yeah, and I felt so bad about that. It was like, I'm like, it's like, are y'all gonna give her any more abilities? It's like watching Mr. Terrific and Arrow. It's like he did so much more than what you showed in that television show.
He literally has a mutant power.
He had so much. I'm not gonna go back over spoiled eggs, but
yeah, I know.
But still,
I mean, overall, the episode, like, the cosmic rod is depowered.
Right.
It's probably going to play into Joel McHale coming back.
That was another thing. It's like he showed up in one episode trying to track him down, and then what? That was 4 episodes ago,
where we saw him in the diner.
Yeah, like 4 episodes ago.
He's getting there. He's not as fast as Jay Garrick, which should be coming in the next episode or 2.
You would think, but
no, actually, I know for a fact because he was on Michael Rosenbaum's podcast talking about how his episode is maybe the next 1 or 2.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep. So we get to see the Flash with Jay Garrick, which I guess cements the connection into the crossover event that may be coming up.
More than likely so.
The one thing that did take me out of this episode was actually the final scene.
Oh, with the shade?
No, where Eclipso turns into a little boy. It wasn't the little boy. That I'm okay with. It's the very weird, like, I guess it's supposed to be a child laughter, but it just like went into chipmunk sounds.
Oh yeah.
And for me, honestly, I thought it'd be creepier if they had like no sound at all, no laughter at all.
You would think so, because I thought my audio was going bad because I was listening to it on the CW website, and when I heard that, I was like, did my video card just go bad? It's like I went back and played. I said, nope, that was intentional. That was intentional.
That's one of those times where I think silence would do that scene better than the actual thing.
Right. But the Shade, though, I was like, the Shade himself, guys.
He's got to go back to the Shadow Realm.
That's why I was like, that whole time, it's like, you're supposed to be the big bad. You're supposed to be the guy. And Eclipso's like, I come from where your powers reside. It just, I was like, wow.
Really, for me, it was just like, Eclipso's like, I really like your ribs.
Pretty much. But no, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that episode. Again, Stargirl is definitely up there with one of the brighter lights in CW until Superman Lois comes back. And the Flash will eventually return too, but that I hope the story.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 these days.
I hope the Flash returns better with better story because it needs to have better story. But another show that actually came on, Titan season 3 episode 8. Which, again, is interesting because I called it last podcast that Tim Drake, which is kind of weird about Tim Drake since they kind of fast-forwarded. They try to stare, Tim Drake goes to Robin and tells him, hey, I know who you are. You used to be Robin, now you're Nightwing. Bruce Wayne is Batman. And he's literally trying to get Dick to take him on as the new Robin. Which I thought was interesting because it was kind of a fast-forward jump from where Jason Todd, when he was running high on the no fear gas, and him and his group went into Tim Drake's family's restaurant, killing everybody but him. What felt a little fast forward, but again, I can live with that. And the whole thing of Robin, Dick trying to play it off like you got the wrong guy. Bruce Wayne is not this, not that. And he literally breaks down evidence of saying there's only certain acrobatic movements that only Dick Grayson can do, only Dick Grayson and his father can do. And I see Nightwing and Robin do it. So it obviously must be you. Which I was like to myself, well, that's no different than Clark Kent putting on sunglasses after he became Superman. So, I mean, the logic is there. Go ahead.
I mean, Tim Drake is so good at this that even Ra's al Ghul calls him detective.
Yeah.
And he only calls Bruce Wayne detective. So if you're going to get the respect of Ra's al Ghul, then you know you're good.
Yeah, you're right. That's saying a lot. I was tripped about the fact of Superboy and Blackfire hooking up.
Have they finally gotten together?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
That wasn't going to take very long. That was an episode back, and the next thing you know, they're hooking up. So I'm like, that didn't take long.
Is their little brother there, by the way? Wildfire?
Yeah. Oh, there's a scene where, let's just say they're in the middle of coitus, and Starfire was in one of her trances, and they both look back and see her like this. Like she's about to roast him, and Superboy just takes off. And the whole time she snaps out of the trance and says, how'd I get here? And of course Blackfire's like, oh, you didn't see what happened. Okay, no, we're cool. You're just sleepwalking again. It's like, or what were you doing? And of course, she's pulling up her covers. I was sleeping. I was like,
don't worry about it.
It was almost that you were in a trance and you're questioning me kind of thing. But yeah, they hooked up, and I guess they're an item now. Also in the episode, we do see the eventual split between Crane and Jason Todd. Just about, we see that split happening, and of course, Todd is sick of Crane. Crane, realizing that he's kind of on desperate measures, goes to his mother and has the weirdest family therapy session I've ever seen in my life. Only at the end of it all, because his mother calls the police on him, he kills her. And of course, Crane kills his own mother. We fast forward back to the factory after Robin and Jason Todd have a meeting and say, look, you can come back to the Titans. You just have to give yourself up and give Crane up, which they want to meet back at Crane's factory. And Tim Drake, which we didn't know the entire time, was following Crane, in which Crane mistakes him as an intruder, shoots him. Drake is found by Todd, who is then chased by Robin and the Titans, which it ends the episode of Starfire while she's trying to go after Crane, torches the entire factory, which was rigged to blow anyway. And at the end of the episode, we notice that Scarecrow's fear toxin is actually being introduced into the water supply. So the next episode is basically going to be like the last 30 minutes of Batman Begins. So pretty much you're going to have the City of Fear. They're going to try to take elements from the City of Fear story. Which I'm not mad about.
Also the storyline of a Batman the Animated Series episode?
Yes, but I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it.
The introductory episode of the Scarecrow?
Yes. Where he tries
as long as I'm remembering it correctly.
No, you're exactly right. It's where Scarecrow tried to poison Gotham's water supply with fear toxin. You're exactly right. But I mean, I got nothing against it. I actually like it. It does set up to where Tim Drake will eventually be trained as Robin, but instead of being trained by Batman, he's going to be trained by Dick.
Which is weird, but I'll let it go.
We letting a lot of stuff go, but again, it wasn't all bad episode. I did like where they're going with all this, but the whole thing, like you mentioned, CTE. Robin actually has CTE chasing Jason Todd, so he's literally having it's not really CTE, but these past flashbacks of himself. Like it shows him being trained by Bruce in the tunnel. It shows him as a circus performer when he's looking at the articles that Tim Drake shows him. He sees himself being shot in a Nightwing costume when he catches up with Drake after being shot by Crane. So it's almost like he's fighting. It's not CTE, but it's like he's fighting with some past demons trying to reconcile himself. But overall, this latest episode of Titans, I love it. Again, I got no issue with Titans. I mean, yeah, there are some creative differences with how they're doing certain characters, but I'm not mad about it. I actually do dig it. But anyway, I did want to do this quick little thing about wrestling before we get to the Digimon trailer because I know Joe has seen it. I have not, so it'll be the first time I'm watching it with you guys as well. Quickly, guys, if you are wrestling fans, AEW is firing on all cylinders. I mean, technically, Rampage just ended a little over an hour ago, so I can say that after watching Rampage, all editions from Dynamite and the Elevation, Dark Elevation, and Rampage, AEW hasn't put out a bad show yet. Now I will say this: I am happy in the world. I am happy in the world of WWE that Big E finally got the WWE title.
I've said my piece on that.
Did you? Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Oh, he's probably transitional champion until Goldberg takes it from him at Blood.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
Which is very sad, and I hope to God I'm wrong. Because everyone's like, no, he's going to fight Bobby Lashley. He's like, no, if they bring Goldberg back for blood money, then he's going after the champion.
Oh yeah, and he's supposed to be and the really messed up part is they got Goldberg facing Lashley at Crown Jewel.
Good.
So, that Saudi Arabia pay-per-view that nobody wants to watch from Saudi Arabia. Anyway, but about WWE, I'm happy Big E got the strap. Was it a long time coming? Yes. I do have to point this out, though, because I think this bothers me the most. Because of AEW taking on so much more talent and giving so much more of a push, and WWE storylines become mundane, and a lot of the stuff has been just recycled lines. I don't want to take away from Big E because we don't see that many African-American WWE champions, but was the only reason he was given the title was because that WWE needed a boost in the arm in the ratings?
I believe the quote is, that'll put butts in seats.
Because I hate to say it, like when I saw it, it was a beautiful setup. I love how they transitioned from Lashley being hurt to Big E cashing in, and then having a somewhat 2-minute match to where Bobby still looked strong, even though he tried to sell the injury of hurting his knee, but he still looked strong and almost pulled it out. Big E was able to get clean with the finisher. I like that. Bobby still looked strong, even though he was injured. He sold the injury, but still looked strong. Big E finally got the push to be one of the top guys in the WWE. But that just kind of bothered me for a second. Like, are we only seeing this because they needed a rating shot, and again, this was it?
The Mick Foley quote of "It puts butts in seats."
Yeah, that's one thing I was like, I kind of felt immediately bad about that.
It's like how everyone's immediately feeling bad that the Finn Balor Demon push is immediately probably going to be squashed in Blood Money because we're seeing Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns
at Crown Jewel. Yeah.
What are we on now?
What's that? Their matches
How many
again?
matches does this make for these two? 25, 26?
Give or take. I would say 26, give or take. But yeah.
The only thing they're doing well with this is the Paul Heyman angle in the middle of the two.
But I never liked Brock Lesnar because to me it was like, let me get a leaner Goldberg and just give him a talking piece. That's what it felt like to me. It's like if Goldberg had Paul Heyman, you basically have Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
But don't get me wrong about Paul Heyman. The guy is a master of the mic. He knows how to get the crowd, whether to get into pop or to get heat. He knows how to actually use everything around him. That's why I think Roman has been great. Roman just needed that centrifugal mouthpiece because don't get me wrong, Roman has gotten better on mics, but having Paul Heyman right there and literally just being that quintessential piece the way he was to Brock Lesnar just adds to it. But yeah, it just bugged me the more I thought about that. I was like, how in the world are we still on this point of is it just a ratings push? Which again, Finn Balor, I think, well, he signed to WWE for another couple of years anyway. He could get out of his contract if he wanted to. But yeah, it's like the whole point of bringing out the demon. It's like if you're not going to, and again, that's a ratings push. Like you said, it puts butts in seats. So
the other thing is the demon doesn't lose. We know that.
But Vince is writing the script. That's the problem. Vince and Kevin Dunn are writing the script.
So what they can do is, if they play it smart, Lesnar takes it from him, and Blood Money, whatever the next pay-per-view is in
Yeah, Blood Money.
October.
I mean, it's called let's call it Crown Jewel, but let's call it what it is, Blood Money. But go ahead.
Blood Money, and then Demon takes it off Lesnar. Then that preserves that. Then normal Finn Balor goes against Roman. Roman gets it back.
Yeah, but it's like, I just say anything. But anyway, the reason why I want to talk about that as well as this, because I'm just going to give a very short story before we get to the Digimon trailer. If you guys have ever seen Dark Side of the Ring on Vice, for you older gentlemen like me and Joe who are grew up on wrestling, Dark Side of the Ring actually is a Vice. It's a Vice documentary about past and previous and present wrestling stars, and trust me, Dark Side of the Ring lives up to the name of this program. But anyway, there is the most recent series. It actually started season 3. Wednesday. There we go. Wednesday. Sorry. They actually started Wednesday, and their first episode was The Plane Ride from Hell. So, for all those that don't know, there is an infamous story of the WWE when they were traveling back from the European tour, and I'm just going to leave it at that because I'm trying to keep this very PG and not get us flagged by anything. There are a lot of things and events that happened on that plane that was actually brought to light because of this documentary. And let's just say a certain wrestler is no longer with Impact Wrestling because of this, because of his comments on it. I leave it at that. I will sit there and say if you have the ability to watch Vice wherever you're at, definitely check it out. You will not be disappointed, but you will be surprised at some opinions, especially from the wrestlers there. I'm not gonna give any names, but I'm just gonna say if you get a chance, watch Dark Side of the Ring, the plane ride from hell. You'll understand everything I'm trying not to say because I don't want it to basically break DMCA rules. But anyway, I did want to get to this next trailer because Joe...
I thought we were going to talk about the mysterious coincidence of NXT being produced by Vincent Bruce and Samoa Joe.
Oh God!
Having to relinquish the title.
I was trying not to, but yes, we can because NXT is not. That is not the product that Triple H had envisioned. It was not.
Someone told me it's like Vince isn't running it, and like 5 people's like, here's the article saying he's running it.
Yeah, him and Kevin Dunn are running the show, and Kevin Dunn, and Nick Khan. Yeah, those 3 are running the show, and you can tell the placement is different. You're bringing in what Vince loves. He loves big, tall, beefy guys. And at the same time, there was very little women's wrestling on there, which again was one of the staple points of NXT, was actually having more women wrestle on there. And on top of that, I did like the fact that yes, Samoa Joe having to sell the injury and relinquish the title made no sense. And then you have a 4-way for it, and then it's back on Tommaso Ciampa.
So to their credit, even I was sitting there saying, "Oh, Vince is running this. This is going to LA Knight."
Yep, because he likes LA Knight. He likes to talk her. But he doesn't like LA Knight's height. If it was up to him, he'd probably try to put it on Walter if Walter wasn't in the UK. If Walter wasn't in NXT UK, he would probably put the title on him. But I tried watching NXT in this format, and I'm just like, this is not what Triple H had in mind. This is not what Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Road Dogg, for everybody doesn't know, these are the guys that actually created NXT that we all know and love, and for a lot of us, brought us back into wrestling. But what Vince and Dunn and Khan are trying to do to NXT, it's like taking a perfectly good car and massacring it and saying that you're making it better when you're really making it worse. But yeah, you're right. It was NXT was hard to watch. That's why I was so glad. I've never been so glad for Impact Wrestling when NXT is truly bad. And Impact Wrestling isn't bad. It needs better writers for storylines, but again, the talent's not there, so it's not bad. But with that being said, I did want to get to the Digimon trailer, and while I'm queuing this up, Joe, do you want to let them know what this trailer is about before I play it?
So this is the new Digimon series that is happening after the finale, either this week or next week, with the original Digimon reboot. This is going to be called Ghost King. This is an entirely new Digimon crew, entirely new Digimon cast. Our mascot is not an Agumon this time. This doesn't happen too often. It's called Gamamon. It's a little white Triceratops with an ascot. The other two partner Digimon will be a Yeti-style Digimon and a Pixie-style Digimon. They also hint in this trailer, as we're about to see, that this series may be a little spookier, a little bit of a darker horror tone to it, because the Digimon right now, as of this moment, because of the trailer, are being denoted more as holographic ghosts, or just ghosts in general, rather than digital monsters. But by all means, roll the clip.
Oh, I'm actually playing now as you're talking. Sorry.
Oh, okay. As
Yeah,
we can see, Clockmon, we see potentially he's bonded to a human, and that human is decaying rapidly through as we go. Almost as if the Digimon is actually taking the human's data and making it their own. So, we're going to see what it's like.
It is. I mean, as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, so they're bonding with humans now. That's interesting. Even though it's not the first time it's happened, but interesting. So it looks like the date on this, if I'm reading that right,
October 3rd.
Yeah, October 3rd. Okay.
2 weeks from now. So that means we got maybe 2 more episodes of Digimon Adventure Reboot. Meaning which actually has done something the previous original series hadn't done. Every child has their mega forms this time around.
Cool. All right. Well, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen anything Digimon. I'm still trying to catch up on my list, which I will get to eventually. But anyway, so Joe, aside any comic book news or anything else that you would like to let the world know about?
Oh yeah, we got some good comics coming down the road. As we all know, I am not a Batman person, but I love me some Batman.
Wait. No. You have to say Batman adjunct. I can't say the word. God dang it.
I did say Batman adjacent.
Thank you. I didn't hear it. My bad. Go ahead.
So we have a new Batman adjacent book, which is Batgirls. This is the long-awaited, and this has actually been started in several Batman issues as backups. But Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown are getting their own series along with Barbara Gordon. This will probably be heading around, this is going to be launching December 14th. Cass and Stephanie managed to survive a dark and pretty much Gotham as usual. However, things get a little too real and they have to go into hiding.
Okay.
Trying to find who writes this. There we go. And I had it, and I lost it, then I had it again. Sorry, guys, this is the joy of being live. There he goes. Will feature cover by Corona Masked and Unmasked, connecting variant covers by Inyuk Lee, along with variant covers by Ryan Gonzalez, Dan Hip, and Amano Yoshitaka. Their writing team is... Well, it's going to be a book for all ages. We do see Barbara there. Why is it not listing the writers? That's my problem with this.
They want you to know is the question.
Well, yeah, but I don't know who Kaloon is. That's the problem.
Who?
Kaloon.
I don't know that. No, that name's.
Here it is. Writing partners Becky Kaloon and Michael Conrad. They have written Wonder Woman. They're the current writers in Wonder Woman, and the primary book artist is George Corona. Unfortunate name, but they were the artists for We Are Robin.
Okay.
I am looking forward to this. I am a big Cassandra Cain fan, and to a degree, Stephanie Brown. I just like that they're getting their own book. I always appreciate when the sidekicks step in the thing. And if you got to read No Man's Land, you get to know how just insanely badass these two are.
Hopefully they will do them justice. But go ahead.
Moving over into Marvel, my Spider-Man, Ben Reilly, is getting another book.
I just thought about that. That caused an argument on Facebook.
I hope it did.
Who was the best Spider-Man? I'll tell you later, but go ahead.
So Peter Parker is still the quintessential Spider-Man, but the thing that makes Ben Reilly a better Spider-Man is that he actually furthered a lot of stuff for Pete than Pete did. Like, he went and updated the technology. He went and made new models and ideas that are still used everywhere. Like, people forget that impact webbing comes from Ben.
Yeah.
It was popularly used by Peter in almost every video game.
I remember that.
I mean, on top of that, he's also the only Spider-Man that can detect venom and other symbiotes because he never bonded. When he was made as a clone,
he never bonded with venom
before the symbiote took him.
Right.
So this is going to be a flashback title, just called Ben Reilly Spider-Man. This is like some of the lost years or adventures that never were told during his time as the sensational Spider-Man.
Okay.
I am more than okay with. So we're getting more 90s stuff. Hopefully that doesn't mean we get more Judas Traveler, but, I got to take the good with the bad. Ben's principal creator and writer from the Clone Saga, which, you know what, it's okay. Some people love it, some people don't. I'm fine with that. And that is Mr. J.M.D. Mateus. I also know it's pronounced correctly because it says his name rhymes with Dr. Zaius.
Good way to remember that.
He even made that joke himself.
That's a good way to remember it. But go ahead.
J.M.D. Mateus is returning to the Spider-Man book to write Ben Reilly. We are getting art from David Beldion, who has done art for the Domino book. And it is fantastic. I've already posted some pictures up on my Facebook. You can see Ben's about ready to murder Carrion in one page.
Okay.
And I'm just, like I said, I am looking forward to this. I love that Ben is starting to take the spotlight for practically no reason, and I'm not going to argue with that. As I said, he is my Spider-Man. Be it Scarlet Spider or Sensational Spider-Man. I'm just happy he's getting more books.
One of these days, I'm going to introduce you to my friend Thomas, and y'all are going to have a wonderful discussion. But go ahead.
Which Thomas?
Huh?
Which Thomas? Goku Thomas?
Yes.
I was on a video chat with him last night.
Oh, did y'all ever have a Spider-Man discussion yet?
No, it's Goku and Vegeta stuff as always.
Wait, before you do, let me know when y'all video chat, and then because that's gonna be fun to watch. But go ahead.
Right. I know he's a Peter Parker guy. I don't mind that.
Oh no. You must let me know when this question is up. Because
okay.
I just want to be there with popcorn.
I don't know what you think is going to happen.
Oh, I know what Thomas is going to do.
Okay.
It's entertainment for me. It'll be pure entertainment for me. You'll see.
But is he not a Ben Reilly fan or something? Okay, so that tells me yes.
That sounded way too evil.
You gotta take comic characters and how they're written during the time. There are times where I don't like them either. So, you roll with it.
Oh, that sounded way too evil as I laughed. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's pretty much it for the comic news right now. The other thing we have is why I said Haley Atwell did confirm she will be the voice of Lara Croft in the upcoming Netflix Tomb Raider show. Amazon Prime is going to be doing a live-action She-Ra series, which is also disconnected from She-Ra and the Princess of Power and He-Man. I wish them luck with that.
Okay. All right.
Over with it?
Yeah, that's all we can do on that note.
The new He-Man, the animated series, the one that looks like everybody's kids. Guess what? Everybody is kids. Man-at-Arms kids, Teela's kids, everybody's kids.
So, the Super Friends of Eternia. I'm sorry.
No. They have everybody's useful, even their Aquaman.
The Super Friends of Eternia. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Look, we've been through this. This is not a show for us.
I know.
At least I'll watch an episode or two just to see how it is. But I understand that this is for the younger audience.
I have accepted that, but you're not going to say I was wrong.
We get Masters of Evil.
True.
We get Masters of Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, but you didn't say I was wrong, though.
I mean, you know. In wrestling, we have that great terminology of, well, you know.
It's like, you know the work. Just acknowledge it. But thank you for that, Joe. I was gonna say, aside from the Columbia, I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look that up so people can see it. Columbia, what do they call it? Columbia Con, or what's it called again?
I think it's just Columbia Comic Con.
Because I am a big fan of cons. I know if I was feeling a little bit better, I would be looking forward to going that. Oh, Columbia Comic and Toy Con. Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's it.
Because I know if I was feeling better, I would be down to go, but I am trying to be very careful because I know winter is coming, and I love the fact winter is coming, but every time winter shows up, you go from hot to cold, and if you're like me, you get a cold for no reason, and then for the next 4 days, you are sneezing and sniffling and trying to just be a hermit, which I will be doing for the next couple of days. But anyway, with that being said, I did want to point this out, guys, because like I said, Joe and others will be at the Columbia Comic and Toy Con, which if all y'all want to know, here is the Google for it. It will be at the Jamil Shrine Temple at 206 Jamil Road, Columbia, South Carolina. Oh, whoa, that is completely wrong. That was all the way wrong. Let's try it again, because I'm like, South Carolina. I am so sorry, guys. That was terribly wrong. Let's try that again. Nope, that didn't work. That's bad. That is really, really bad. I don't know why, of all places, it went straight to South Carolina. That is still, it is messed up, but at the same time, it is messed up but funny. Okay, I think I got it down. That was good and bad. Columbia Comic Toy and Expo. Okay, let's actually go to the site. Maybe that's better, because apparently trying to read off Google doesn't help anybody. So, of course, it will be this Saturday, as you guys can see. You can actually find the link there, and you can basically go to it. Prices, of course, understand, guys, and I want to point this out specifically, just from the Comic-Con side of things. I am not a cosplayer, but the man to my left is, and I know plenty of friends of ours who are cosplayers, and there are certain rules, and I'm almost certain the rules will be set up there, but I want to go ahead and let you guys know what the rules are for cosplayers. Now, before pandemics, it's called cosplay consent, which means that people do love to cosplay. They love to cosplay as their favorite characters or things of that nature, and they do it not only for fun, but they do it also because it's cool, and the artistic and creativity, ingenuity really comes out of these people that create these things. That being said, I know, like a kid that goes to see a wrestling match for the first time or sees a magic show, you want to get as close as humanly possible. I say this with all the love in the world. Ask. Aside from wearing a mask, like Joe has pointed out, ask. And I stress this very heavily because, and Joe will probably agree with me, Joe will probably agree with me on this, that cosplayers love to take photos with people. But, and I say but because, again, you want to be polite. You always want to ask if you can take a picture with them. 8 times out of 10, they'll usually say yes. Now, understand, they're humans too. Sometimes they need a rest. Sometimes they need to go answer the call of nature. Sometimes they need to go eat. Sometimes they need to go sit down. So if they say no, then say, okay, I understand, and move on. And I know and just don't be a dick about it. That's all I got to sit there and say. Especially for female cosplayers. Don't, always ask if you can take a picture. And the same thing with guys who are cosplaying. Always ask if you can take a picture. And if you are able to take a picture, don't do what most guys do, especially for the female cosplayers. Do not put your arm around the lower waist. Please don't.
Do like Keanu Reeves.
I mean, do like Keanu Reeves did. Keanu Reeves did the smoothest thing.
You gotta put your hand down by the lower waist. Do not grip. Just keep your hand out.
Yeah, just keep. He did. The Keanu Reeves was literally this. It was almost like he was basically hugging a virtual matrix, and you can see his arms. I say this because I have a lot of female friends who are cosplayers, and I've heard the horror stories of these guys who let's just say their BO wasn't very good, or the fact that they weren't keeping up with their hygiene, and they're slathered all over them because they cosplayed as Laura Croft, or they cosplayed as Celine from crap, not kidding, the movie she actually played in. Played as Celine the Vampire in those movies, and I get it. But here's the thing, just don't be a dick. Ask if you can take a picture with them, and if you can, just stand next to them. Well, in this case, put a little distance because we got COVID, so put a little distance between you guys. But you'll still be able to get your picture, and like I said before, cosplay consent is paramount. It's not requested. It's paramount, which means that you should always have that. And at the same time, always thank them. Thank them. I know we shouldn't say this in this day and age, but I feel like I gotta say it because I have been to many cons and I have seen guys literally act like jerks. I have seen it. There have been plenty of times where friends of mine who are cosplaying ask me to be right beside them like I'm security. I don't know why. I don't look intimidating, but again, I guess I scare people. But it's the whole thing of this. If you're going to go, especially to the Columbia Toy and Comic Con this weekend, just be nice. Be nice. Be decent. Please shower. Please, hygiene is key. Nobody wants to be, don't go down there smelling like Body Axe and 3-day-old bologna sandwiches. That's all I'm saying. Because some of us got cute noses. That's all I'm pointing out. But again, respect the cosplayers, respect the con, and everybody can have a good old time. Just don't be that guy that ruins it. That's all I'm saying. But aside from that, Joe, any other news that you want to let the people know about?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Aside from that, guys, we always want to sit there and say before we wrap this up, definitely support your local comic book stores. Ours is Rick's Comic City, which actually has 3 locations. One is in Fort Campbell, one is in Clarksville, and one is in Donaldson. So you always, if you're near Rick's Comic City, definitely give them a look out. Definitely support them. Because comic books, I understand the whole thing about digital comic books and Comixology and Amazon and getting your books from there is all fine. But it's always great to be able to go to your local source and peruse. Ask Joe. I am almost certain his house is 70% comic books by now.
So I'm not going to lie, I bought the entirety of Peter David's X Factor from McKay's last week.
Correction. 75% full by now. But the point I'm making is, guys, is that definitely keep these bastions in mind, especially with your local comic book store. And also, if you're not able to get to your local comic book store, go to your local library. Believe it or not, libraries do carry the most up-to-date comics and mangas out there. So if you're not able to go to a comic book store or be able to buy them, the cost of a library card, which I looked this up because it bothered me, it is still $1. It is $1 to get a library card. Well, wherever you're at. I know in Tennessee, in the Middle Tennessee area, with our metropolitan libraries, it is still $1 to get a library card. So if you have at least $1, you can check out comics, you can check out mangas, you can even check out the digital stuff, which I believe they still have some anime. I know for the downtown library in Nashville, they do carry some. It's a limited amount, but that library is growing. So if you can't get to a comic book store, head to a library. You can still find everything you need there. With that being said, we are going to do some shameless plugging. Joe, you want to give your socials on where they can find you, man?
Are we not doing comic book reviews?
I thought you did that.
No, we just did the news.
You had me thinking you're dumb. You said that this. Wait, you guys said that let me go this entire spill and be like, we didn't do comic book reviews. That's messed up, Joe, but go ahead.
This is how I get them, people.
And I can't, I'm not supposed to be laughing right now either, so thanks for that. Oh.
I'm evil.
Go ahead.
So we got 8. There's going to be very little DC. I'll preface this right off the bat. We only got 2 DC books. DC was overrun because it was Batman Day this week. Me not being a Batman reader. I only have 1 Batman title, and that's because it's Batman 89. Other than that, it is mostly a Marvel week. Moving right off, we have from Marvel Studios, Shang-Chi, The Legend of Ten Rings, Guards My Sleep. It was written by Mary Cho and art by Saija Hong. This is a very small book. They're releasing a lot of small books. This is actually kind of a flashback thing where Shang-Chi and Xingling are going to bed and their mom is telling them about all the mythical guardians, which is Chinese mythological beasts, from the film that are there in Ta Lo. So we get to see the beast creature by creature with their actual name and their Chinese kanji, which is very nice. So we meet the lions, we meet the nine-tailed fox, which is called for kitsune for normal people. For everyone else, for the Chinese people, it's pronounced Ju Wei Hu, which I'm going to butcher. I am not Chinese. I'm part Japanese. We get stuff like the Quillen, the Phoenix, the Dragon. And my favorite part about this book is we go in there and, like, midway through the story, because the mom is showing the kids the mythical creatures via origami. But we have this lovely, lovely artwork done by it. And then, like, Shang-Chi's like, what's that, Mom? So we have, like, the Phoenix, the Dragon, the Quillen, and it's like, what's that? Oh, this is Morris.
Just straight to the...
Straight, I was like, Mom, what is that? Because they're just coming off the Phoenix, and she says this very, very beautiful thing. It's like, the Phoenix is about loyalty and compassion and wisdom. Mom, what's that? That's Morris.
Dang.
Morris is a bit more difficult to describe than the other Guardians, but if he's guiding you, you'll find your way. By the way, here's a dragon.
That's still messed up no matter how you put that. It's like,
It is a
Morris.
children's book, but she's just like, that's Morris.
How's he alive by that?
We don't even know what he's called. We just know that his species is known as Morris.
This reminds me of the movie. Who's that? He's a lovable companion. I'm sorry. I just thought about the Shang-Chi movie all over again. But go ahead.
So that's enough for that book. Moving right along, we get the Last Annihilation series. This is the Wakandan chapter. So long and short of it, the second M'Baku, who took the name of the previous M'Baku by becoming the Great Defier, as he led a rebel rebellion against the Galactic Empire of Wakanda, as the Galactic Empire was basically running intergalactic slave trades, unbeknownst to T'Challa. So him and Nakia, which Nakia died liberating the Galactic Empire to the normal Wakandan Empire. Kind of gave that. We learned that this M'Baku is a good guy, strikingly similar to the actor. I'm not surprised there. He does have a daughter. And then Wakanda gets contacted. Hey, Dormammu's taken over Ego, the living planet. We need some help. And Charles like, yeah, we'll help. And Shuri is just like, of course we'll help. Of course.
Oh, man.
So T'Challa just goes to the new M'Baku. It's like, hey, need your help. He's like, I really don't want to go back to space. I just got here. It's like, yeah, but you're really good at this. So the Space Wakandan team is M'Baku, Shuri, Manifold, who is dating Shuri at the moment, and by its own thing, Vibraxis, Master of Vibration, somehow still single. Yeah, I'll let you take that however you want.
Yep. Nope. Nope. I'm not doing that.
So, yep. Me too. I don't even know who this dude is. So the Wakandans wind up on Shi'ar. The Guardians led by, what's his name? Not Imperion. I don't even remember. The Super Guardians. It's the Shi'ar Super Guardians. Gladiator. It's led by Gladiator. Thank you. One of them we'll know is Spy Smasher, who is actually Cannonball's wife. Still part of there. Vibraxis is just there for force fields, apparently. The long and short of it is they are losing because The Ancient Ones has taken one of Shi'ar's moons, gathered there, and just made the moon a giant mindless one.
Nice.
So, yeah, they gotta save it. So, Baku's doing all this stuff, Spy Smasher's doing all this stuff, and then finally they enlist the aid of T'Challa because the force field system guarding the Shi'ar Imperial world is under direct threat by that mindless moon. So they get both Storm and T'Challa to come up. And Storm is like, yeah, I mean, we got it in metal. It's called Mysterium. We tried to give it to you guys.
And you didn't take it.
Oh, no. I'm getting to that. Shuri's like, why didn't we take it? Oh, honey, we got to talk later. And by the way, this has strong resonance with magic. Ooh, and Shuri's like, ooh, shiny. So as they're fighting off mindless ones in space, Storm and T'Challa have this wonderful little thing of, do you remember what you told me? Storm to T'Challa's like, do you remember what you told me after the gala? T'Challa's like, my love, is now really the time? She's like, your people, I believe your quote was, your people made a super medal. How cute. Well, who's cute now, sweetie?
Dang. That's just destructive. But go ahead.
It's Storm. What do you expect?
I mean, yeah, she is queen of the one-liners, but
she's also regent of Mars and voice of the solar system. So
that is true. But still doesn't mean you don't call the burn unit. But go ahead.
I mean, if she's going to every single time she can with T'Challa. You know that.
True. Very true.
So, long and short, they are victorious, and then T'Challa appoints M'Baku as the new regent diplomat for the Wakandan Space Empire.
Okay.
King the Conqueror.
I just remember what you said about this episode.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again.
Go ahead.
Kane the Conqueror is written by Jackson Lanzik, Colin Kelly, or by Carlos Magno. We continue our adventures of Rick and Morty with Morty King. This time he's fighting ancient Egyptian Rick. It does not go well. We see one of the disciples of Khonshu, which turns out to be this timeline's Ravana, which is, the everlasting, immortal, reincarnating love of Kang. Stuff does not go well there. We see that Morty Kang becomes Iron Lad.
Okay.
We see that does not go well for him either. Ancient Egyptian Rick kills Ravana and forces Morty Rick to become the Red Centurion. And then off panel, the Fantastic Four fight Egyptian Rick, and then Morty Kang decides to team up with Apocalypse.
All I can sit there and say is there one Get Swifty reference?
No.
Thank God. All right.
And the only reason Morty Kang is teaming up with Apocalypse is so that he can destroy all the other Kangs.
As you explain that, I'm just thinking my mind goes back to the Kane the Variant episode in Loki.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes back to that.
We get a thing of next issue where it is Morty King versus Dr. Doom.
Okay.
Running back over to the Fantastic Four life story, we are now in the 90s. The long and short of it, Ben Grimm finally meets Alicia Masters and starts a romance. Silver Surfer joins, and let's Reed and the world know. It's like you've been preparing for almost, let me think, 50 years now, close to it, and I went through all your defenses, and I'm only 1/1000th in power of Galactus. Make peace, he's coming. Meanwhile, Franklin gets married to, I want to say somebody from Wakanda, but I am unsure of this character. See if I can. Where is it? Zawandi? I am not familiar with this character, but I am fairly certain she's Wakandan.
Yes. If
She is Wakandan?
if you pronounce that right, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's
Yeah.
Dawandi.
Yes, she's Wakandan.
Okay, so Franklin is married someone from Wakanda.
Okay.
We also see that Reed is incredibly old because he is very old, but because of his powers, he can actually stretch himself young again to a degree.
Yeah, it is his ability, I guess.
This is something new to me. So he's like pushing 70, but can make himself stretch to a pure 50.
It's not beyond the realm of possibility, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty much also the thing is, Sue tells Reed's like, I love you, but I've been waiting for how long for you to return that love? We have one wonderful child, and you've pretty much been a statue. And then pretty much Reed immediately just like, as soon as Silver Surfer just like blows past them, goes to the United Nations and goes like, as I said earlier, you've been at this for 50 years to guard against Galactus. I wield about 1,000th of his power.
Says a lot.
Make peace. Make your peace.
Well, I mean, this is Silver Surfer. He is only, he does wield about 1/10 of Galactus' power, so that's about right.
And Reed just like immediately shuts down and goes back to his apartment.
Dang.
So that's that one. Trial of Magneto. I will not try and spoil this one too much. This is going to be a quick and dirty. The Avengers come to collect Wanda's body because she is first and foremost an Avenger. We need to keep in mind that Wanda has actually never been a part of any X team outright.
Okay.
The closest we get is her technical daughter Nocturne, which is the alternate timeline version of Wanda and Nightcrawler's daughter, who is in the Exiles and in Excalibur.
Okay.
So, the Avengers have gone to go collect Wanda. Meanwhile, Charles and Hope are trying to force a confession from Magneto. That goes about as well as you think it does.
Of course.
Meanwhile, in order to distract everybody from Krakoan society, the Avengers are led to what they are believed to beach with Emma Frost in a rather revealing bikini along with her daughters. Tony.
Okay.
And Emma immediately shuts him down. She goes right over to Janet, gives her a hug and a kiss, and just like, girls, did you hear anything? And all four of her daughters just like brush past Tony going, no, Mom.
Dang.
I mean, it's Emma. What do you expect?
True. I mean, she lives up to her name.
So, meanwhile, we see that almost every telepath there is forcing this illusion of a beachfront to the Avengers. Like, it's literally taking the majority of mutant kind to force this illusion on them. And then some stuff happens, and let's just say Magneto gets out of his good guy costume and back into ye old red and magenta costume.
Oh, he's going to Silver Age. Nice. Well,
He went back to his original Magneto costume because Magneto has just had enough.
Well, you said, wait, you said not silver, the crap. Now I forgot the colors.
His purple and some, it's either red or magenta, but it's like his purple red costume.
Oh.
His classic Jim Lee costume.
Yeah, okay.
He's gone back to that costume because he has had enough.
Of course, it's Magneto. Well, let me leave that alone.
Every time he becomes a good guy, normally an external force forces him to go back into his old habits. And having somebody trying to psychically force you to confess to killing your daughter
says a lot.
That just makes him goes like, well, I've had enough of this white costume. Let's go back to the red costume.
Yeah, enough to make you snap. I get it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not spoiling anything else from this book. You got to go read it yourself. Jumping over to Marauders, which is still my favorite book out of all the X books, Even more so because this is written by Jerry Dugan and my favorite artist, Phil Noto, is popping in. This is a nice little mini adventure where the Marauders go to space. So they go to Mars. And we have... You're probably going to laugh and cough on this one. What I can only describe as a cross between Lando Calrissian and Shaft.
I'm just going to ask one question.
His name is Eden Rixlow.
2 questions.
Yes.
Well, you already answered the first one. Hairstyle.
Mohawk with a gold headband around his head, Mr. T mutton chops, and Apollo Creed mustache.
Okay. I saw it going differently, but okay, go ahead.
Other than that, he even has the Lando Calrissian side cape.
The over the one shoulder side.
Yep.
Okay.
So the long and short of the Marauders just all split off because they're like, Bishop's like, I'm here on business. Iceman's like, I just want to go see what the planet's like since we terraformed it. Pirate's like, I'm gonna go drink.
Nice.
So Emma and Kate just like wander the bazaar. Kate tries to buy some blasters, but the guy's like, this protection's important on Morocco, and we don't sell to Earthers. You got to try elsewhere. So what do? Kate goes behind the stall and just like phases in and takes the 2 blasters she wanted to buy and just walks off.
Dang.
And of course, I love that she looks immediately to Emma and she's like, don't judge me.
You saw nothing.
Oh no, Emma's like, oh God, no, honey, go ahead. He was rude. Then Katie's like, you want a blaster? She's like, oh no, thanks. She's like, come on, we're in space. And for no reason at all, we find Sebastian Shaw just drinking up here in a bar.
Hey, you gotta get to it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So Rixlow is on Mars because he is trying to find Emma Frost. We find a full dossier on Rixlow, actually, where he is recruited in the Nova Corps and then was drummed out of the Nova Corps.
Dang.
And he received a dishonorable discharge. They were dropped, but he is also an arrest warrant for the Nova Corps for impersonating a Nova Corps man under the identity of Eden Rixlow, theft of Nova Corps property, trespassing on Xandar, misappropriation of Nova Corps funds, assault, grand larceny, attempted murder, attempted resurrection of the dead, and escape from New Xandar Rehabilitation Colony.
Dang. That's a list.
The best part is this episode is pretty much a Star Wars because he is literally, was it Korra's Den? Where Han meets Lando in the Han movie?
Yeah, Korra's
He
Den.
is even sitting like Lando Calrissian, where he's like got the one arm up and the cake draped over himself.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So you had the full pose down.
Uh-huh.
I can live with that.
And Kate's like, yeah, Emma wants no part of it. And Kate's like, I do have a blaster, and blasters are fun. And Emma's like, no, honey, I got this.
Wow.
So immediately he tries to shoot Emma, and Emma's like diamond form. And he's like, you can turn into a rock now? She's like, oh, that's right. The last time we met, you weren't aware of my secondary mutation.
Dang.
So he tries to shoot Kate, which you know how well that goes.
Yeah, you might as well shoot the wall.
So he's just, all the bards like just loving this thing because he's not doing anything, and Kate just like flat out 1-2 punches him.
Dang.
Meanwhile, Emma's just sitting there in diamond form drinking everything.
Oh, that's a perfect way to use your powers. And to be see-through.
Then he tosses. I'm just going to say what it is because they all are owned by Disney. He tosses a thermal detonator at Emma, to which Sebastian Shaw just takes it and puts the bomb against his chest and absorbs the kinetic energy. To which Renzo's like, did that guy just eat the explosion? Emma's like, yeah.
And just with a smile.
And then the best thing ever happens. They go and find Peepers again.
Yeah, wait, say that one more time?
They go and somehow find Peepers on Mars. You remember Peepers, Magneto's best friend ever?
Yeah.
Apparently that's his other mutant power. I actually had to go look this up and see if this was his mutant power. Apparently his actual mutant power is his telescopic vision. But apparently everybody loves Peepers. Emma just comes right up, gives him a kiss on the cheek, asks how he's doing, tells him, you got to come visit the Hellfire Club. We'll catch up. I'll have something saucier on. We can have a night on the town. I'm like, what did Peepers do to become friends with everybody like this?
He's charismatic.
He's something if everybody in the world loves Peepers. I want a comic just about him to see what goes on.
That charisma is 100% in D&D. He is the charismatic bard of Marvel at this moment.
So they go to Peepers because they offer Rick. So I was like, what if we just pay you off? He's like, well, how much we talking? It's like, all right. So Peepers shows him the mount. It's like, I don't know. Is this enough to make you happy? He's like, yeah, that'll do. Can I drop you off on the way home? So this is just kind of like a Star Trek thing because they're eating in the same dining room as on Cloud City.
Uh-huh.
And then Rexlo just tosses them all out into space.
Nice.
Meanwhile, we cut back to Earth over in New York where the treehouse is for the X-Men. And we see a guy with a Molotov cocktail ready to toss in the tree. And Lord Chantel, Sebastian's ex-wife and or lover, immediately teleports in, takes the Molotov away from them, and then teleports out.
Interesting.
And that's where the book ends because this is the last Marauders before the Inferno event.
That's when they sit there and be like, you know what? Hold this. I'll be right back. Wait, what did you just say?
Meanwhile, jumping over to Wonder Woman, this is the finale for the Godsphere arc. Long and short of it, we fight Janice, which is the Wonder Woman antithesis or twin or whatever she is. I'm unsure. I didn't really keep up with the previous run of Wonder Woman, so I'm not too familiar with who Janice is. Wonder Woman's lasso defeats Janice pretty much. The fate and the gods of the Greek pantheon pretty much say it's so what are we doing with her? And it's we're going to sentence her. And one was like, no, she's technically me, so that means I screwed up, so we don't need to do this. It's fine. We will just punish her in a more just way rather than sealing her away for years and years and years. So she binds the god that started this in Janice into a single being. Then they just kind of let them off the hook and continue with their punishment, but they are aware that they will eventually be freed. And then Siegfried goes back to the Norse myth pantheon along with Ratatoskr the squirrel. We see some time has passed and everything, all the worlds they visited are slowly going back to normal. We see that Ratatoskr is telling this tale to his kids. And that's pretty much where this ends. And then we see next issue is Diana back in DC proper continuity.
Okay.
Final book of the night is Batman 89 issue 2. Again, I didn't really like how they drew Bruce, but I find that they were imaginative everywhere else.
Okay.
As far as have a lot of very nice, subtle hints and nods to other things. Still not that great on Bruce. We do see that Harvey Dent is still dating Barbara Gordon. That apparently he may be, and where is this kid's name? Well, we get to meet in this issue Robin.
Okay.
Who is just Drake, I think. So this is Tim Drake, I guess. This continuity, because of the one-time rumor that Damon Wayans was, or it's either Dane or Marlon, I forget which one it was, but he was supposed to be Robin in Batman Returns. We do see that this does carry on that continuity, so I guess is one of the Wayans brothers young?
I guess so. I would think about that. And I was like,
it's one of them, I'm sure. If you look at the comic, I'm sure you'll be able to know what it is. We do see some subtle winks and nods to other things. There's a guy dressed up as one of the Sons of the Bat from Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. Some other Batman stuff. And then we get to see Robin jump into the fray. I guess Drake as Robin in his Robin costume, which right now is kind of like Craig of the Creek, where he's wearing I guess because of the shading, a green poncho with yellow underlying and a yellow mask.
So he's Quail Man. If Quail Man was run through a recycling bin?
No, he's the green poncho from Craig of the Creek.
I didn't remember that. I had to go back and look up what that looked like again. I kind of forgot. But go ahead.
Exactly what it sounds like. A dude wearing a green poncho.
That deals... You know what? Nope, I'm not going to say that joke. Go ahead.
We get to see the one gag from the original 89 movie where Bruce is in that upside down pull-up machine with the ankle cuffs. Looking at the news. The other weird thing is that in the Bat Cave, we see the other versions of the Bat suits, including the Kilmer and Clooney suits.
Not the...
Well, we don't see the bat nipples. We just see them from afar. We just see that they're in containers.
I could have done without the Robert Shoemaker suit, but go ahead.
Yeah, it's there. I still don't like how they draw Michael Keaton in this.
They make him look like Vulture. Or they made him look like Bruce Willis' character from Die Hard.
They gave him like a very oval head, and he has Reed Richards side hair.
Oh. Okay, I see your point.
Despite this only being like 3 years later?
Yeah, I can see your point why you said that. That sounds kind of messed up, but go ahead.
We run into Harvey Bullock, who behaves more like animated series Harvey Bullock.
Obnoxious Harvey Bullock or trying to please Batman Harvey Bullock?
Obnoxious Harvey Bullock from the animated series.
Gotcha.
We also get to see the return of Catwoman, who's in a modified version of her cat suit. So it's the cat suit up top, like the Catwoman up top, but she's got more of the modern Catwoman down below, like the gold spheres around her waist, and purple leggings with thigh-high boots.
So post Arkham City would a nod back to the previous age.
Only on the bottom. The top is very much still the Michelle Pfeiffer costume.
Got it. Okay.
It's kind of like a merging of the two. So Bruce gets attacked and witnesses a mugging out in broad daylight. So he has like a ski mask and a briefcase full of batarangs in case he ever has to fight crime in the day and can't get to Batman. So he runs into the alley and all the muggers are immediately slashed up. So he immediately questions, like, how are you still alive? She's like, honey, cat powers. I have like 2 more lives. It's like, well, why haven't you contacted me? It's like, low profile. I had the federal government, federal police after me after the whole kidnapping children across Gotham thing.
Right.
She's like, it's nice to see you. It's like, well, you can at least give me a kiss goodbye if you're gonna run out now.
Yay. That just sounded so horrible, but go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So we possibly see how this version of Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face because the place where Drake is in there is being attacked. He works in an automotive repair shop with his dad. The black mob torches the thing because he refuses to pay protection money. So Harvey runs in to find Drake, doesn't find him, falls off a burning staircase, and battery acid is slowly moving towards his face.
Ow. Okay.
And that's where the book ends. So he's unconscious in a burning building with flaming battery acid. So that's pretty much how he's going to become Two-Face.
Instead of going
At least physically, anyways.
Yeah, they don't want to go.
As I said, I'm reading this because I'm curious about this book. The art on certain characters looks good. Like, this is still really good for, I cannot remember his name. Lando Calrissian's actual name.
Oh, dang. Now you got me forgetting it.
God bless Google, instantly knowing what I need.
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams. This
Thank
looks
you.
like a very young Billy D. Williams from Batman, from the original Batman movie.
Oh, when he was playing Congressperson, I can't think of the guy's name now. God dang it.
Harvey Dent.
Yeah, he was playing Harvey Dent. Was
Yeah.
he? Yeah, he was playing. I'm sorry. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Sorry, wrong movie. Go ahead.
No, he did get to be Two-Face in the last Adam West Batman movie, remember?
Yeah.
No, I take that back. That wasn't right. He got to play Two-Face in the Lego Batman movie.
Right.
The one I'm thinking of, that was the last, that was Kirk
Yeah.
was Two-Face in that movie, in the last Adam West Batman movie.
Yeah, because I was gonna say he never got to play Two-Face except for a voiceover. But go ahead.
Yep. So, I mean, the artwork makes Billy D. Williams look like young Billy D. Williams. My only issue with this, and the Catwoman is fantastic. They captured Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman perfectly, unincluded. The only issue I still have in this book is Batman himself. I don't know why they chose to gray up Michael Keaton after only being Batman for 3 years. Technically in continuity.
It's just like Zack Snyder. We asked why the fast forward entire universe.
Unless the Batman took place in a earlier time period.
Still, it wouldn't make any sense if they're doing it. If they're doing it directly after Batman Returns, that was what 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, it still wouldn't. I just don't get why it's like that.
Another Zack. I was gonna say another Zack Snyder special, but that wasn't him.
No, it's just odd to see him drawn like this. Like, he still looks like Michael Keaton. I just don't agree with how they draw him. The story's fine. I think it's a little weird that Harvey Dent is dating Barbara Gordon, but, they were still doing Golden Age Adam West, Commissioner Gordon at that point, so the age difference is not that far off. It's just weird.
It could be worse. It could be the Killing Joke.
I still think of the two, I think Superman 71 is the superior book. I mean, story-wise, it's just the superior book. I mean, we have the origin of Two-Face versus Brainiac. No, by all means, please weigh in.
No. Because we don't got that kind of time. I'm just gonna agree or disagree. But what you got? What else you got? Because
that's it.
I was gonna say that's gonna be a whole other 2-hour discussion, and I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to do that to you. But I'm gonna make sure because last time you got me, I thought we were at the end, and you're still holding out on me. So I'm gonna ask you again. Are you sure we got everything out?
I mean, let me look. Do you want something else?
No. I want to make sure because I know I'm a little bit under the weather, but I want to make sure because you like getting me. I think you make it a personal mission to get me at the end of every show.
I mean, Marvel's putting out these little mini books so we can talk about It's Jeff.
Nah, I'm good. I just want to
What?
make sure because you have a mission to get me at the end. I thought I could finally get through it without you breaking me for the end of the podcast.
I already did.
Yeah, I know. You got me pretty good. I will give you that. But you know what? For all those going to Columbia Con tomorrow, feel free to get Joe. I don't know what he's cosplaying as. I would
I already
guess.
said I'm going to Zemo again.
Oh yeah. So just look for the guy. Look for the guy, the Citizen V, and tell him I sent you. And then just have a. You know what? No, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get Thomas, and get him on that Peter Parker conversation. That's gonna be my fun. That's gonna be my entertainment. But anyway,
I
Joe,
don't know what you're expecting to happen.
oh no, do you like to debate Spider-Man? No, seriously, I'm just asking.
I mean, sure.
Okay, do you defend your point? Do you defend your points very frivolously?
No, not really, because I understand that in the grand scheme of things, it's whoever's writing the book is the winner.
Damn, that still might be fun for me. But anyway, where can they find you on socials, Joe?
Joe Tenlow on Facebook, or no, on Twitter, twitch.tv/Joe Tenlow. I really got to change that to something else for Twitch, but we'll get there. And Joe Tenlow on Facebook.
Oh, while I'm getting through this, how's Tales of Arise so far? I know you've been.
I am loving it. I just got through the ice level, and now I'm heading into, I guess, the Earth Kingdom.
Okay. See, I've never played it. That's why I'm like, I have kind of ignored that series, but I kind of want to play it when I have time. So it's one of those things on my list I'm going to play. But I know you've been playing it. Have you been streaming it on your gaming channel?
Oh, yeah. I've only taken the night off these past 2 days. I might jump on stream a little bit after this.
Okay. And you guys can find him on Twitch TV. And what do you call it, Joe? Would you call it Joe Tonello or Joe Italian last name?
No, Joe, the number 10 LO.
Okay, good. 'Cause I was like, stick with Joe Italian last name, because if that is not a perfect Twitch stream handle, I'm just saying
I'd probably change it.
I would to that, dude. I would. Well, I can't pull off the Italian because I'm not, but still, it's like you can pull that off. I mean, yeah, that could be your way to endorsements. All I'm saying, you get well, that's just wishful thinking anyway. If there's any people out there watching this, yeah, we'll definitely take money. But while that's being said, let me get to the other guys who are not part of this. Shadow at Shadowverse Creative Entertainment. You can definitely find him on YouTube. Was the video that I played from, and his insurmountable laughter, because it's so adorable to watch him just geek out because me, like everybody else, we all geek out over stuff. It's just funny just watching him laugh uncontrollably over the next Die Hard movie, Die Hard series. I shouldn't say movie. It's going to be a series, which is Hawkeye. Also, my other podcast brethren, I do want to point them out as well. RNG present Geek Salad, which you can find on YouTube and Facebook. As I'm showing there, that is actually where you can find them. Just type in the words RNG present Geek Salad, and they actually had some reviews, especially over the latest Marvel What If as well. But definitely give them a like and a share. Let me not also forget my buddy Big Von Big BZA Dot, which you can find him at Von Witherspoon on Facebook, or Big BZA Dot on socials, as he has a couple of podcasts coming up. Every Sunday he does the Smoking Trailer Sundays, which is just trailers of video games and movies he finds interesting and wants to share with you every Sunday from 6:30 to 9. He also has the RAF, which is like America's Funniest Home Videos, except done by WorldStar, only for the grown and intended, every Tuesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Bond also does his gaming channel as well, Making Plays, and you want to know when he goes live? Definitely check him out, Avon Westwood on Facebook, or Big BZA Dot on all socials. As for yours truly, the link that you see at the bottom in red, if you copy and paste that into your browser, will take you to my link tree for the Facebook and YouTube groups for all of my podcasts, How the Frack We Got Here, Git Bit, and of course, the Alphabets Podcast. In the top left corner, my right, your left, is my IG handle, BlackFox447. You can definitely follow me because I usually post reviews of video games and movies, and sometimes I do work out. Not as much the shape of where Joe is. I'm gonna get to him. I'm gonna get to his awesome shape one day. But again, I like to post fitness stuff, and I try to catch up to him as best as I can.
You're in more than I am right now.
It's only because I'm trying to keep this cold at bay. But with that being said, guys, we do want to thank everybody that watched, that liked, that let people know we're live, and of course, I'm trying to branch this out. Joe actually has done us a solid and got us a Discord, which I should have put the link up to this so I can actually put that out there. So not only are we on Facebook and on YouTube and on Instagram, we will now be on Discord as well. Thank you, Joe, for that. And still working out the audio portion of this because I'm still trying to work with XSplit to get an audio version of this so we can start putting this on Apple Podcast, on Spotify, to wherever you can listen to podcasts. Even Luminary. If we get Luminary, I'll live with this. Dave Chappelle's got an exclusive deal with Luminary, and if Dave Chappelle and Howard Stern can get $100 million deals, hey, why not? But with that being said, guys, last thing I'll say, again, I say this on behalf of not only Joe, who's a healthcare professional, but all nurses and doctors and all those that work in hospitals. If you haven't been vaccinated, please get vaccinated. And also wear a mask. If you feel the slightest bit sick, as myself, it is best to stay indoors. And preferably isolated if you can. It's only because right now, professionals like Joe are, how can I put this very nicely?
We're tired.
Yeah, pretty much. They're tired because they are really tired and overworked, and these hospitals are to full capacity. So, again, this is not just about you, it's about helping other people. So, get your shots, get covered. If you feel a little bit under the weather, stay inside, stay away from people. And if you're going out to Columbia Con this week, again, masks are not optional. I'm almost certain there's going to be signs all over that joint that's going to be looking for people with masks on. So do us all a favor. Come in with mask, leave with mask on. And if you do feel sick, hey, there's always another con. Please do not bring a possible case. Regardless of how you feel, please just don't come to the con if you're sick or feel like you're sick. Do us all a favor. The better you take care of yourself, the more you take care of others. That's all we're saying. So, before we do get out of here, Joey, any last things you want to say to people?
No, we've covered it pretty much. Like I said, just see me, say hi. I'm of appropriate height for this cosplay, yes.
Appropriate height.
What, I'm more appropriate for Wolverine.
It's always been an argument over Wolverine since Hugh Jackman, but that's a whole nother story. But
No, he's still only 4'10".
Yeah, but, Hugh Jackman's, 6'3"?
I love that his own granddaughters are going to be taller than he is soon. Gabby's probably going to be taller than Wolverine.
That's still funny. But with that being said, guys, we're going to cut it off here. Definitely have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we will get through this. He's been Joe. I've been Will. This has been the Git Bit Podcast for this week. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back next Friday. Peace.